right-hand side. But you won't be able to see down inside. It's too smoky. But you'll see. We'll see what you see.
Do you have to put on those suits and stuff?
Yeah, to even go down to all the scrubbers that take out sulfur dioxide. That's actually the hazard that is everywhere around the interior of that volcano. And then to go down the last rappel to the lava pit, we have to wear the metal suit to keep from burning up.
That's cool. Are you gonna video it or have somebody video it? Imagine you've got to pay attention.
Say that again?
Are you gonna have someone take a video?
Oh yeah, well, we all are taking video, and we've got 5 drones, and may sacrifice a few drones to the fire gods. Let's see if looks like we just went live, but I'm actually gonna switch to horizontal and see how it does for you guys. But I think we're seeing our base camp in the volcano horizontally better. But right here, I'm down off the ridge. There's our base camp right on the ridge of the volcano. And you may not be able to see it mixing with the clouds, but there's a sulfur dioxide plume that is going straight up into the clouds. We've got cloud cover overhead.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the tents are obviously where we're camping on the rim of the caldera. That metal tower with guy wires on it, that is the top end of the rappelling towers. We've got about 1,000 feet straight down into the caldera for our first drop, then another 500 feet down into the caldera as our second drop. And then there's a plateau. Inside the caldera, there's actually a flat area that you can walk around on. And then you go to the lip of that flat area, and you're staring straight down from that into the boiling lava. And we also plan on rappelling down into that lava pit. It's a free rappel. It's actually a hollowed out basin, and there's a little island down there right now. There's a solid island we think we can get down onto, but that's the one we'll need the the heat suit on. And the test we're running today is if there's too much carbon dioxide to be able to occupy there without extraordinary hazard. So even for that, and then we'll have to wear the heat suit for the second level down.
Very cool. And I got all the audio stuff fixed. They could hear you, but only because I was putting my headphones up to my microphone. For whatever reason, it decided it would cut out and stop working properly.
Yeah, well, so for those who didn't get to hear it the first time around, we're here in Nicaragua at the Masaya volcano. You can look on Google Maps and kind of see where we are. There's a bunch of inactive calderas. So when you go look up the Masaya volcano, you'll see a number of these hills with similar names. But you'll see one that, at least on Google Earth with the satellite views, is shrouded by the plumes of sulfur dioxide coming out of it. That's really where we are right here. And it actually erupted not long ago. There was a couple of years ago, there was an eruption, and there used to be two kind of viewing areas for the general public. The one that's on the side we're on now was actually wiped out, erased by that eruption. But we've been using that as our main vantage point to see down into the lava already. And then up here on the top of this hill, you can see our base camp, our luminized tents, as well as the rappelling rig on that metal tower. And from that metal tower, tomorrow we start our descents. And it's 1,000 feet down, 1,000-foot drop to the first rappel, another 500-foot down during the second rappel. That'll put us on a shelf around the lava caldera, and we'll walk to the edge. And with the assumption the CO2 levels aren't too high, we'll have one more rappel down into the actual lava field. So that's the plan. We were hoping to be there today, but we had some logistics problems. Customs delayed some getting our equipment through. Even though we had permission from the government, the local folks here still tried to give us a hassle, and that delayed us about half a day. So we're about a half a day behind schedule, but tomorrow morning we should start our descent into the caldera.
That's on my bucket list, Richard, so I'm super jealous. Not going to that volcano, but just seeing magma and lava.
Yeah, I know, it's been on mine too, and me and Victor were always talking about going together. So Victor Miner. So when I informed him too, I knew he'd be mad at me for going without him. But he said he wouldn't stop me from going. So
he's got a brand new bionic knee. He's ready to go.
Ready to go? I know. We could have brought him. Could have, should have. But in any case. What we're going to do now is this is our lava team. They're really from all over the globe. These guys are, not all over the globe, from everywhere from Oklahoma to more New Yorkers, and we got some people from down under, and we've got spies from foreign countries, and and so that's the crew. This is the descent crew. The rigging crew is actually up there still rigging. They're the real pros at this. And we've got even some local guys helping us out with winches and generators and other stuff to get enough power. Even going down and up out of that, by the way, is going to be a monstrous undertaking. It's an hour to get hauled up out. That last 1,000-foot lift out takes more than an hour. So if something goes wrong, we're not getting out in a hurry. And even getting once you get 6 or 8 people down, it'll take you 6 or 8 hours to get everybody out. So it's a slow process. But hey, but if it's okay with you, Chris, we're gonna go hike up to the top of that hill over there to get a view down to the caldera. I think it'll be pretty boring for you to be with us when we hike.
Okay.
I'll hang up. I'll text you when we're up there with a good view, so you can just call me, put me back on.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I'll text you in a little bit.
All right, good luck. Be safe.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
This is for those just joining in, you'll have to go back and watch if you missed the Richard stuff. But yes, Richard is descending into Mordor. He does have his lava fishing pole and plenty of gems to catch some fish. So,
and he's not in God mode. We hope he remembers.
Yes, we hope he remembers. Yes. Let's see. So Stars set all this stuff up and is always here for the Friday streams, but his kiddo has been under the weather, and now he has been under the weather.
Oh, it's probably the same crap we got. Cred.
Yes.
I mean cred. Sorry, mature stream.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna turn this into a mature stream so I could do some drinking.
Because we've never done so before, Twitch.
Never. I was actually...
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm not doing video today because my kid's homesick from school too, and he's walking around, and I didn't want him to be on the camera.
Yeah, everyone at Maxine's school has been sick. And actually, I went to school with her today for assembly, because I knew she was going to win an award, and she did, for most well-behaved kid.
Nice.
But she'd been talking about her good friends were out sick all week. And we went in today, and they were there. And of course, the first thing that Maxine did was run up and hug them. And I was like, no, 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 no.
Yeah. No, right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I just.
Perfect. I was actually here in Crystal Cove.
It's cool looking. I haven't been there in a bit.
Yeah, it's awesome, but I'm actually here because it's also
What was that NPC? Yeah, never mind.
It's also the performance bottleneck test that I've been using. I'd had the governor contact me trying to figure out what was going on, and there's been a couple of things going on in here, but I'm fixing them one at a time. There's some things like the special VFX on these liches that were not culling.
Can you go back to those braziers? Not those ones, but the other ones, like 180.
These?
Yeah, I would give them the tip. If you go to the end of that and then turn right and look at the row of braziers, like look to your right, 90. Yeah, so if you get those all lined up, you're gonna have massive overdraw. Like look left now through all the smoke,
well, of course.
all the braziers lined up. Yeah, but I've been trying to tell people don't put them in a perfect line because then you get the overdraw of all the smoke from Yeah, they're perfectly. So yeah, that will help right there.
Yeah, but that's actually not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is in this scene, believe it or not, on my 5.1 gigahertz water-cooled overclocked i9 crazy processor, and then I have a NVIDIA 2060, which is not a super crazy card. That's kind of a middle of the pack card, but I'm CPU bound. And it is largely due to the number of shadows being cast, but it's actually due to the number of lights and the number of lights that do not cull. So there are, like, if I go to the far side of the world and look back, there's still 98 lights that are being rendered, which means there's a number of lights in the scene that have not been set up properly. And like I was saying, there's some VFX I found in here that are not culling, like on these guys, and he's got a bunch of them. The one that I found that was the showing up biggest on the performance hit was, let's see if I can find him. I think he might have picked up quite a few of them. Yeah, he did. He had, and it's really cool. I hadn't thought about it before, but it's also one of those things where it's really cool and also really, really non-performant. Oh, look, he did the exact opposite thing with the other direction, which is he had all the mannequins. Like, he's got mannequins everywhere around here. Like all dressed up, showing off cool outfits and simulating parties and stuff like that. And that's in addition to crazy, like, I didn't find a single house in here that wasn't well decoed and, decoed out. But all the mannequins were carrying torches in their hands.
Oh, right, and they didn't count as, yeah.
Yeah, so they bypass stuff, and it's not just that they bypass the light limits and that type of stuff. We actually classify lights. There's Scooby-Doo. Yeah, we actually classify lights differently from deco lights. So we have systems that maintain or that manage and like toggle on and off and change quality settings and stuff like that on the lights. But when it's a torch light, we assume that's a player light, and that's what those were simulating. Oh, and I'm falling way behind here. Thank you. Let's see, Swordbreaker X. Thank you, Amatoru for the follow. Thank you, Hiltso for the follow. Thank you, Fizzle.
Catherine Rose.
Pardon me, Zol. Oh, Catherine Rose. Oh my goodness, I almost missed that one. Catherine Rose. Thank you. For the 3,000 bits. Thank you.
Wow, thanks you guys.
And Legion of Myth, thank you for the raid. Snugsy1, thank you for the bits. The Maynard, thank you for the bits. Skaggy Media, thank you for the raid. Hollyhawk, thank you for the resub. And Buccaneer, thank you for the resub. Man, I think I probably missed some too. I think some scrolled off the screen there. But again, guys, thank you all so much. Hey, puppy dog. I gotta get out the mojito. Actually, the mojito is right behind me. But anyways, this town is my new high water mark in terms of challenges to performance and trying to get things up. Yeah, and on mine, it's actually running better just since the torches were removed. It's not running. It's not holding 30 by any means, though. In places when I have shadows on. If I turn off shadows, I think it.
You don't think that smoke's causing an issue? I see a lot of steam and a lot of smoke overlapping.
Yeah, I mean it does, and that's one of those things. If your GPU starved, if you're GPU bound, then that can be a problem. But I wasn't close to GPU bound. This map was. It's much smaller than that. Hold on, I'm gonna put Keith's head on. Welcome, Keith's head. Pardon me, Sanyo's
Hello.
head.
Hey,
Yep,
Keith.
that's me. Went on a good long walk with my dog.
Thanks, Amtrak. How's Hero doing?
He's doing a lot better, but I might still have to skip out for some minutes if he feels the call of nature in the live stream.
Well, I will
He's got a lot
have
more
to.
energy than he's had in the past few months. You know,
Awesome.
the thing that he was operating on for, I guess, was holding him back, and it's like he's 2 years younger.
Oh, that's good. Probably just let his immune system stop fighting so crazy.
Can I get a
Well,
surgery
he had
to make
like
me younger?
He had a mass on his colon. And he had a colonectomy, bisected colon, whatever it's called. I don't know. $4,000.
That's what it's called to you.
Yeah, $4,017 plus medicine, whatever. But anyway, I guess with that, the mass, which was the size of a golf ball, was removed. Now he's sort of more comfortable moving around a lot, going on long walks and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Good to hear.
He's more comfortable yelling at the dogs and cats that run past.
Yeah, speaking of Call of Nature, I'm going to have to do the Call of Nature thing and protect my young at a little after 3 and go pick up Maxine from the bus stop. That'll be about 3:15. I've got an alarm set, so I won't miss it. But
Liberty Lover says, expensive dog. Yes, he is. This is 2.5 years ago. He had a different but similar operation that was not as expensive. But yeah, he takes. He doesn't take as much medicine right now, but medicine adds up too. If I had known about all this, I might have gotten like dog health insurance years ago. But you can't ever get it. There's no point in getting it once a dog actually has the problem. The whole pre-existing condition thing is
even dogs have the pre-existing condition thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unlike nowadays where they have to take people with pre-existing conditions, no one has to take a dog with a pre-existing condition. So.
And we may be it for the stream there. Richard, for those who joined in late, which it looks like a lot of you did, you will need to go back and watch the start of the stream once we put it up on YouTube, or actually just once we finish. Richard was on the stream for 15 minutes or so, live streaming from just above a volcano. And he's going to try live streaming back in. That's he had on his bucket list. I was telling him I had on my bucket list too, so I'm jealous he beat me to it. But going to see lava in person, real lava. I actually made a trip to the big island of Hawaii just into the Volcanoes National Park to see the lava there. And the stupid caldera collapsed and they declared it unsafe, so we couldn't get anywhere near it when I went. And they normally have like spews that go into the sea, but none of them were places where you could get to them.
It's better than falling in though that they cancel it.
Yeah, whatever. It's a bucket list.
I saw a little lava in Hawaii, but yeah, I didn't like look into a volcano.
It's a bucket list. I'd still check it off, even if I saw it as I was falling into it.
I don't know how, like, if you grew up in Hawaii, like, if you're a 10-year-old boy where I grew up, like, how do you not just screw with the lava all day, every day, and throw stuff in it?
I don't think it's all over the island.
Well, you'd know the spot.
Yeah. Well, the spot, it actually changes because they have the different lava tubes where it just spews out and that stuff. Then the national park, it's a hike to get down to the bottom of the big caldera stuff.
Was it ah or slabby pohoi hoi?
Wow, I don't know. I do know that the ahi poke was delicious, though. Is that related?
Lava seared ahi. No, we had the Lava Planet on TR, and the environment team watched a lot of lava videos together. It was So we memorized all the lava types.
That's nice. They have like it's like Eskimos in snow, where they have like 97 different names for lava.
Yeah.
Chris, I saw that we have I just logged in to the game, and I saw that we have a daily message that mentions the live stream, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
I like that. That's something I've mentioned a few times. It'd be awesome if we could automate it, but
no, I just gotta remember to do it. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Because I want to set like a custom message every time. This time it like inspired me to do something cool.
Yeah.
Do. And fishing merchant, that's still working on and still optimistic we're going to have the Inkly stuff in some form for the next release. For those who don't know, we're only 3 minutes away from startup time here, so I may be doing the part of Star today. I'll have to do the Starleton or something like that if you guys are good to us. For those who... let's see, hold on a second. For those who don't know, we did just start the sale. Let's see, what was the other thing I was going to say? Man, it's tough when Star's not here and like we're actually supposed to have an agenda and stuff. What was the other thing I was going to talk to you guys about?
You got that script.
Oh yeah, that's right, I got to find the script. I think he posted it. I can go find that. Hold on.
You did, yep.
I can go find my script.
Leaves are falling all around.
Yes, leaves are falling all around. I will not quiz you. It's a Led Zeppelin song. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're doing Krampus Returns, Sword of Medrus Rewards. And then I'm going to talk Lua stuff. And in fact, I'm going to kick things off here with Lua. And just, I'll go ahead and kick it off right now. Let me type it up. I'll type it up. You guys entertain them for a minute.
All right. You got like 2 minutes.
Okay. I got this.
All right. Let me look at the chat. Does Atos have his own dance move? We need to... he does not. You don't have a dance move yet, right?
Nope. I do not dance.
I do not officially have a dance move, but the old Prospector dance was my brainstorm, and it was based off me. I actually had to perform it for Gix, and he modeled it off of me, so that's almost my dance. Marnus G says that's my favorite in-game dance. Well, I'm glad you like it. What else? Maybe I need to scroll up a little bit. I'm gonna cherry pick to see if I... Oh man, scrolling up is annoying because every time someone says something, it just jumps down. Despair now is really better, but why the final chest is so poor? The chests in there aren't special in the sense that they weren't custom for Despair. They were pulled from something else. Potentially we could sort of like massage it over time and make it a little different. That'll be mostly up to Travis, but we might check with Bliss-Rock stuff. We might also check with Beezus. But there's a few different chests we have. Potentially we could do 2 chests or have like one that's like a slightly one step up. But that's the Atos dance is called the nap. Atos never naps. Atos doesn't sleep.
Do not sleep. That's true. I did not take a nap.
He's like elves in a lot of games and fantasy. He just sort of like meditates for a little bit, and then he's just like up in like an hour and back to work.
Yeah, I was up at 1 o'clock this morning. If you saw me start my tweeting and publishing on stuff, to do, man, stuff to do.
The other night, my dog had woke me up in the middle of the night. It was like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning, and Atos sent me like a message, probably assuming that I would see it at like 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
But I immediately replied back to him. I expected a shock response, but he just took it in stride, at least through chat-wise.
All right, I think I got it ready here. Let's see.
All right, it's 3 o'clock.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and put that on screen. Here's the game challenge. This is just because I had some people who are fanatics about Lua, and again, this is to raise awareness of some of the cool stuff that you can do and why you, too, should learn. Try playing around with it if you want to. So this is the challenge is the gamer challenge. This is they do game jams, and we used to do game jams on Shroud as well, and we would actually give prizes for them on those. But the challenge here is you have 2 hours, hour and 50 minutes to go and code the snake game so it is playable in Shroud of the Avatar. Hook it up to whatever 4 keys you want to. This is the game where you have like the snake, and all you do is you can direct it, and you got to keep it away from the walls. And you got to keep it from running into its tail, and it constantly moves, and its tail grows as it goes. So there's a couple of different Lua scripts out there already to play Snake on different consoles. So I welcome you to go grab one of those that's out there and just modify it to work in Shroud. I was surprised you can do Snake in under 200 lines of code. So.
All right, NetHack. I want NetHack in Shroud.
NetHack in Shroud. That'll be next. Pull it up there so they can do that in between waves and upper tiers or something. Bam. All right, and I'm not doing any stream specials today because we have a actual sale going on. Starting our Black Friday. We debated on when to start it. We went ahead and started it a week early to try and get your money before you spend it on other useless crap.
Did we officially start?
Oh, I think we're supposed to officially start. Let me see. Richard is supposed to be here.
Is he not here yet?
Yeah, I'll play the part. I'll play all the parts. I'm Richard Garriott, aka Lord British, and I'm in a volcano. Very excited to be here with you for release 72. Star will tell you more about it. Hey, thanks, Richard. I'm Star Long, aka Darkstar. This is gonna be good. I'm just gonna roll with this. And I'm the executive producer of Shroud of the Avatar. Oh, Richard's texting me apparently.
I can't wait till he starts delegating to himself.
Oh, he says, call me. Oops. Actually, don't. Dealing with a security issue. All right, I won't call you then, Richard. Let's see. I'm proud to say we have done this 72 months. This is back on the Star script here. Or do you want to play the part of Star, Keith?
I could, but Hero's starting to make noises, so he might be a little distracted. But I can do that.
All right, you want to pick up there?
I'll start. I'm proud to say we've now done this 72 months in a row. And after each release, we do a live stream where we talk about the release, answer questions, do deep dives, and hand out prizes.
He has Star's hair.
So put your questions in Twitch, exclamation point, question, space, and then your question.
Hold on, I got to get that up. I forgot the chat bot.
Okay.
You're not doing a very good job of pretending to be Star. This is where you'd be yelling at me for sucking.
Yeah, turn it on. Pro streamers, right?
Oh, and thank you, Ragnar Lodbrok, my favorite Viking. Scooby-Doo, thank you, Scooby. Galorn, Hammerthrow, and Elrond, King of Elves again. Thank you, guys. Okay, sorry to interrupt you, Star.
By the way, I'm Keith Quinn, aka Sano on the forums, not Star. But if I were Star, who had a dog next to him, I would say we have prizes. And how many ways are there to get the prizes?
There are 2.
2 prizes, exactly. You say the secret phrase in chat, or you purchase any item from our store. And what does anybody know what the there's Hero right there? Does anybody know what the secret phrase is?
I thought it was still
leaves are falling all around. That's horrible.
Wow, Catherine Rose, thank you.
Thank you, Catherine Rose. Thank you.
What's the first time?
Leaves are falling. It's not Dark Winter. Is it Dark Winter? No. They're messing with people.
Hero, shush.
Surely it's leaves are falling all around. Yes, leaves are falling all around.
When are the first prizes being awarded, Chris?
Those are done at 3:15, I believe. Oh no, they're done at 3.
3. So,
this is now you gotta be starting. You gotta yell at me for not doing the thing yet.
Come on, Chris Ato Spears.
All right, we'll see if it works. Come on, Star, get back on script, man.
I'm trying to distract my dog with Biscuit. I'm trying to actually ignore him. All right, so Star would say we have new login rewards for November, which is a turkey statue. We have a December login reward that will be a holly wreath hat with sparklers.
It's very cool.
What's that? It's
very cool.
And we have exclusive rewards for Release 71, which are the Autumn Pitchfork, the Autumn Leaf Shield, the Autumn Leaf Mask. We have several Crown Shop updates, which include book-filled bookshelves, a variety of fine bookshelves that are filled and half-filled with books that are now available in the Crown Shop to make your home and library feel more literary. We have garden gnomes, which bring cuteness and life to your garden with gnomes, now available in the Crown Shop. We have player-owned town animals, which everyone's all abuzz about. So town owners can now purchase items that, when placed, cause various animals to appear around their towns. For example, placing a saucer of milk causes a cat to appear. And some of these can be purchased from the Crown Shop, and some are available from NPC decoration.
And I should say there's a bug right now in it that I'm going to have to look at it this weekend because the person the bug is on is celebrating a new family member and is not going to be online here for a little while and is out of state to boot. But so I'm going to try and take a look at the issue they have right now, which is if you put them in a pot and you go more than like halfway across the pot or something, stay away for a while. And it takes like several minutes. They'll eventually despawn, and when you come back, they won't respawn until you leave the town and come back.
So I'm going to give
I'll
a
work
quick
on
list. Quick list of what we have from NPC merchants. You can get the calico cats, rabbits, and squirrels. And from the Crown Shop, you can get Siamese and tabby cats, deer, pigs, reindeer, sheep, and turkeys. Very timely. And in the vault, the current round of vault items are available until Thursday, December 5th at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And at that time, the next round of 9 items will be available for 2 weeks, and so on and so on. The current round includes a 2017 Yule Card 5-pack, Ice Wings, 2016 Winter Holiday Wax Cylinders, the Winter Lynx Pet, the 2015 Holiday Wreath, 2015 Yule Hat, 2015 Yule Tree, the Yule Velvet Bodice Ensemble. And actually, we'll take a little break now to read off the prizes.
All right.
Prize spots are so generous.
I'll jump on that one. That is, let's see. You guys ready? Here we go.
You're ready.
Royal Elven Longbow goes to Gwynlian.
Congrats.
Elven Elite Archer Armor goes to Warpig Slaughter. Good name. Tabletop Tree Pack goes to Anpu. Ornate Elven Furniture Set goes to Warpig Slaughter. It did that again!
Oh, one person got 2 prizes?
Yeah, one person got 2 prizes on there. And it was even the same 2 positions, the 2nd and 4th. Alright, we're going to pick somebody else. I'll talk to Warpig Slaughter. We'll figure him out. And then Elven Keep Village Home goes to Godra. Congratulations to all the winners out there.
Congratulations.
Except Warpig Slaughter, he's cheating.
He's not cheating. I assume he's not. I'm going to take it for granted that he's not cheating. I'm going to say he's an upstanding citizen and something's wrong with our script.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's our 3 o'clock burst of stuff. The next stuff starts at 3:30, which is the Krampus return. So until Krampus, what are we doing? Did you introduce yourself yet, Chris? I think maybe not the official introduction.
Oh, me. Hey, thanks, Star lookalike. I'm Chris Spears, Atos, and the technical director on Shroud of the Avatar. My role is lead programming staff and all technical aspects of the project, but I'm also a designer on a number of systems, including the combat and a number of other things. In R72, I did a little bit of streaming. This is good, seeing what he wrote in here. Most of R72 was spent with bug fixes, builds, doing some catch-up work on some business stuff. The thing that matters to you guys, though, is there are a few balance things that went in, and a lot of performance stuff. I've already heard some more feedback saying that, yes, it's better still, it's much better in combat, but the big thing, of course, was working on Lua, which is one of the things we're going to talk about here today. And I've got to check to see where my baby is. Oh, my baby is coming down the street, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pause, or I'm going to go ahead and exit and put Keith You're going to be big.
Oh, okay.
Or you just want to park the camera somewhere so he doesn't...
There you go. And I'm going to have to run to get a baby. So you will have to entertain him. I will be back in just a couple minutes, guys.
All right.
I'll give you a nice view.
All right.
There
Okay.
we go. Did we talk about the... did we get into 2020?
We did not. I want to mention a couple other things that I think
I'll be right back.
mentioned. I don't know if Star had mentioned it. So at 3:30, we're going to talk about the return of Krampus and the sort of Midris rewards. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to talk about the player-made content from the Lewis scripts. Chris is going to, give us a big rundown of the Lewis scripts, and then we're going to keep going until 5 o'clock. Lives his mic on. Nice. And Star points out that we want to thank our community volunteers who help with all our streaming and stuff, and everyone who's live streams our game. And
thank you guys. That's awesome. We love that.
So Star has a whole bunch more stuff. It's a big list of things. But let's get to what you wanted to talk about first, Travis. That's already included in the list. But what do you want to talk about? And introduce yourself.
I was just going off this script. This is Travis Koleski. I'm a world builder on the project. You guys probably, some of you know me as Liz Rostov in the game. And yeah, I do a couple things in the game. But I was just going off, it looks like Star had some things written for 2020. Did we talk about the Krampus coming back, Lua integration, reagent agriculture balance, unicorn stew recipes? That's new. I didn't know about that.
So the Krampus thing, I think we're going to go and look at Krampus again. So we can talk about that after Chris gets back, because I think we're going to fly to Krampusgarten in East Sanctus, and I'll talk more about Krampus and the new toy chess.
I saw Liberty Lovers brought up a couple times that instead of manually figuring out which streamers should have rewards, it could be automated with the bound drops, and we'll look into that. That's interesting. I know they have all the new channel currency and stuff like that, so they really upgraded Twitch a lot in the last 3-4 months with a bunch of new stuff, and we still need to figure out how to do that.
And that might be. As a programmer, that might be something Chris might be eager to look into.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you could figure out pretty quick.
Yeah. So let me see what else we got.
Grilled wyvern chops.
Yeah. Fish sticks. Nice.
So nice. Some new recipes. I haven't cooked those yet. I don't know what effects they give. POT animals. We talked about those.
Right.
We talked about the R72 rewards, the pitchfork, the autumn shield, and the mask. And then the holly wreath hat with sparklers is great. I know every time anybody wears that holly hat with the candles, everybody asks, can you bring that back in the vault? Can you bring it back in the vault? So I was hoping to do that, and I didn't know that we were doing one better and coming up with a new version, which will be the December reward, which is a bunch of sparklers in the wreath. Actually, that should be in the live. Let me see if that's in the live build, if I can zone to Atos, if you want to take over while I find it in the project and show
we're both in the same scene, so you can zone to me as well. Let me see. A lot of this stuff, Star repeats some things, so I'm not sure how rigidly he sticks to his list here.
It's so we don't miss it, probably.
Yeah. Some of this might be for Chris. He's got these episode 2 lists. I'll mention, there's some work going on episode 2. Travis, I think I don't know how much we talked about this publicly, but you're sort of plugging away on a new overland map for the episode 2 area. I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to be further, but yeah, we've been talking about that. I kind of got caught up with that Sword of the Midris library.
Oh yeah,
which
is
right. Great, but it's humongous. So adding deco services, and I know if you guys find spots that you can't put deco, I think on the bottom level ceilings there are some holes, but I really tried to make almost every service in there decoable, which was kind of a feat. But yeah, working on the episode 2. or the new landmass. So.
And also was episode 2. We've talked a bunch about the new quest system revamp, and we talked about how we're going to be using Inky as an open source scripting language for that, and I guess the journal. And also, we're going to have a way where players can use this to do some customization to their own NPCs. We'll have a theater system. We'll have treasure hunting with treasure maps. We'll have item affinity and reputation. We'll have taming expansions of pet leveling, pet skills, pet customization. I like that. One of my first roles in Ultima Online was as a pet. And the short little story is, I got into Ultima Online. I found a wolf and I tamed it. I was super excited, and we played together for a little while, and the wolf didn't die right away. And then when I went to log out, I had no idea what to do to keep my wolf around, and I sort of logged out.
You didn't know about
crossed my fingers.
Stables and all that.
Yeah, when I came in. Well, this was actually in the beta, end of the beta, so I don't even know if they had stables then. So I came in. The next day or a few hours later, I don't know. I was super excited about it, but the wolf, of course, wasn't there anymore. But pet technology has advanced very much for all games happily, so you don't really lose your pets. Anyway, we'll have customizable NPCs, like I mentioned, with the Inky conversations, the scripted conversations, and then we'll have an expanded permission system for containers and doors. Isn't that the? I guess it's more than what we just recently put in a couple months ago.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna be improving on that.
What's that? Okay, great. What else we got here?
Where am I? Did I show up next to him?
I'm going to throw out looking for group reminder. And if you're alone, if you want to have some fun with others, or just need some questions answered, you can check out the looking for group tool, which is Alt F by default.
And it doesn't have to be for like a raid or leveling.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be action. It could be like a crafting group, harvesting.
Come over for dinner. Just come hang out.
Someone's organizing like an in-game play, like a theatrical experience. I know we used to do that sometimes.
Thank you, Ragnar.
And puzzles, PvP. Anything. Looking for group is just for any grouping, any person.
You just want to
see what else.
I see. What was it? It looks like maybe the gnomes are taking up too many deco spots. We can look into that. Let me write that down. That sounds like a bug. There's no reason why gnomes need to take up more than one deco spot.
They're selfish is what they are. I'm going to remind people. There are the 2 ways to get prizes today. You in the in-game chat, you can say "leaves are falling all around" into any in-game chat, and then the other one is to purchase any item from our store during the live stream. It's not time yet for the next prizes. Those will be up in about 10 minutes or so. I just want to remind people so to make sure that they get that done.
Did we talk about toy chests? That's new to me. I don't know much about that.
It's I was going to talk about when we do the Krampus stuff. So let me follow up on that. They're not a real toy. They're allegedly toy chests, but they're.
Your taming story reminded me. The last time I logged off UO, I think I had like 29 million gold or something, but then I filled it with dragons and nightmares and haven't logged on in, I don't know, 15 years, so I probably just drained it. I should have just given it away, but...
Yeah. Let me see what else I got.
Those stable fees over 15 years add up. Okay.
Oh.
Wow, we know who's in charge. What do you got there?
Chris, what is that? Chris?
Is it a straw man?
Maybe that's Richard. This exciting live broadcast.
What's the boss want? I should be okay. What server? Atlantic.
Someone asked, I don't know if you saw this, but can we get a sand sack full of gift boxes for decoration?
Okay, now I'm on the air.
Good one.
Did you miss me?
Travis?
I'm sorry. Say that again, Keith.
Someone asked for deco that was like a big, I guess a Santa style box, Santa sack.
Oh. Huh. That I think Scotty would be the best at making something like that. We could talk to Damon maybe. Would that be fun? It'd be fun as a backpack. That's what I thought when I read it until I.
Oh, that'd be good too. Yeah. There is a craftable sack. It's not dyeable. Says lace. Maybe this. I imagine a custom one might have like a presence peeking out of the hole, like a hole wouldn't turn.
Yeah, like the cornucopia. We had something similar, but yeah. I'm excited about church. And then Richard Garrett, were he not in a volcano, would like to share with you his excitement about player-created content. I know that's a big deal for him. Just giving you guys the tools to make your own quests. You know, we got the dungeon builder in its first few iterations, still working on that, but letting you guys make your own spaces and then decorate them, and then now you can spawn them, and then, you know, the next step will be, you know, more involved spawning, and then of course you have this new Lua where you can give NPCs dialogue trees. It sounds like a Richard.
Yeah, he's there. He's breaking up a little bit. I'm gonna.
I think he's got some wind, probably, that was breaking up.
Try and get him to be the guy. How do I get it to zoom in on him?
I wonder how much interference.
There we go.
Volcano has with.
Yeah, there could be some. Hey, I can see you guys now. Don't know if you can hear me. It's a little bit windy where I am now here at the top of the caldera. But yeah, I can see you guys there too. Good to see you all. But yeah, I'm down here in Nicaragua at the Masaya Volcano. Maybe you guys get a little lava fishing in today. Well, tomorrow we're going to do a little lava fishing down there. Up here beside me, you can see these are the riggers who've spent both yesterday and today. So it's been 2 full days of setting up rigging equipment. We've got 3 steel cables. The first run of 3 goes down 1,000 feet into the caldera. That does not make it to the bottom of the first floor. There's actually another 500 feet of cable that takes us down a steeper than 45-degree slope to get down to the shelf that I think you can probably see down there. And there's a level shelf that's basically 1,500 feet down, where we're going to be able to get, at least stand up and walk over. And we're going to stand up and walk over to, there's the second ring there you can see to go to the lower level of the caldera. That's actually a vertical drop. It's actually even more than vertical. In other words, it's dug out from underneath. So that's where you can rappel directly down into the actual lake of lava. And so we'll actually hang over that edge, go straight down. And there's a little island that, if it stays an island, we'll be able to go down onto. But we'll see. And as soon as we pass this lip, we have to use sulfur dioxide scrubbers. All the smoke that you're seeing here is sulfur dioxide. You can see it goes up pretty straight. So where we are standing right here, we're actually not getting any of it. But we have respirators. So as soon as we cross over, you have to be using respirators. And then the bigger danger other than lava in the lower portion is carbon dioxide. So we have some CO2 sensors we just sent down to see if it's survivable down closer to the lake of lava to do some lava fishing. So in any case, I thought it was sorry I couldn't be with you live on the stream from home, but I'm out doing some thematic exploring here.
This is way better.
All right. Anyway, there we go. And I'll send some pictures in. I was hoping to be down there today about this time so we could actually send you images from down inside by the lava. And when it's nighttime, we can actually stand a little further down the rim, and there is a place we can see all the way down into the lava lake itself, but not here where we're starting from. Now here's, I didn't point out, here's our base camp. So there's about 12 of us staying in the smaller tents here. Our professional riggers and our guide is here in the bigger tents. And we're here in a place that's actually a chain of volcanoes. You can see, other volcanic mountain things nearby that we've been hiking to and exploring, and we've been down in lava tubes here caving earlier today, and now we're getting excited about heading over the edge here tomorrow morning.
Well, that's very cool, Richard, but not nearly as cool as where I am right now.
Where are you?
Your volcano is active, but that barely looks active. Meanwhile,
barely.
I'm here in Blood Bay, looking at the volcano in Blood Bay.
And I wish we could use some of those jumping vents to get up and down out of this thing, man. This system we're rigging is it'll actually that'll take an hour to pull people up that last stretch. And so the trick is not getting down or going down around the volcano. Well, that's kind of a trick too. The actual harder trick is getting out. So we've had to bring in our smaller generator wasn't big enough. We had to bring in a bigger generator. Our original winch wasn't big enough. We had to bring in a bigger winch. We now have the physical oomph to get everybody out. You probably can't see it here. I'll send you a photo of it. But there's a little chair, literally a little chair that's going to get attached to one of these cables. So this first 1,000-foot drop, you actually sit in a little comfy chair for your hour-long ride up out of the volcano. So,
Richard, that actually that concerns me a little
time
bit.
your bathroom break.
Richard, that actually concerns me a little bit. It sounds like they didn't know what size generator they needed.
Well, they needed a bigger generator because we made a bigger winch, and one of our three riggers are people who their job is they actually travel all over the world and rig for all kinds of things, construction and buildings and rescues and lava, whatever it might be. But we also have a local guy who's actually the guy on top of the rig in the blue suit on the top of the rig. He lives here locally, but he comes from Venezuela, and he's actually the guy that built this tower and whose bigger equipment we're using. And so when he came here and saw what we were originally setting up, he's going like, you call that a knife? Let me show you. Let me show you the real stuff. And so he's been helping us out here, upgrading to significantly bigger and stronger than we had done originally.
Yeah, it still doesn't sound terribly safe to me. Are you guys send Kinga down first to do a test, or is Ronan going to go down first?
Well, strange you should ask, because not only did Letitia not want to come along in this, but she wouldn't let me bring either one of the kids.
What?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I totally would have taken Maxine on my trip to an active volcano to use a jury-rigged crane and a generator that may or may not survive and be too small and all the other stuff there. Totally would have taken Maxine.
Well, what you will find interesting, I'll bring the camera around while we're talking. No, I don't think I can on Skype. You'll see these cleats, like right here, there is a metal cleat from some previous expedition, but the sulfur makes sulfuric acid. You can see literally I can kick it into pieces. And so literally the guy here who built this equipment for us, he built this just a couple months ago, but he also says within 6 months, the sulfuric acid will have also destroyed all this. And so, and there's cables or pieces of cables. I'm now going to walk over to that chair I was telling you about, and show you like previous cables that have been left. There's the chair we're gonna ride down in over there. But here is the previous era of cable. So there's the cable we're using. Here's the previous one. But you can see literally I only have one hand because I'm holding with the other. But you can literally bend this in half and break it yourself. Just due to the sulfuric acid that sort of destroyed it.
Come on, Richard, leave no trace. Isn't that the camping motto? You got to leave no trace.
I think he's saying the volcano's.
Well, it's yeah. By the way, and in fact, another place we were up there looking, I mentioned that we were there's a former car park and viewing area up the hill here, but it's obliterated because a couple years ago there was an eruption. And and it just wiped out all the stuff they had put up there. So there's a trace of the old road, but it's all been like super scalded with super hot, gases that came out of the volcano. So it wasn't lava didn't destroy it. Heat destroyed it in the last eruption, and all the viewing stands and things that are over there are all crumbled and fallen down in pieces down in the caldera. So hopefully none of that'll happen while we're here. But
I was gonna say,
tend to burp like that about once every 5 years.
And I'm sure they give you tons of warning before they burp like that, right?
They do actually. This particular one actually does give you some warning. They have seismic sensors all around it, and so we don't think we'll be surprised, but you never know.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll sign off. Let you guys have a good stream.
Have a good.
All right.
I want to make sure everybody knew that I was still thinking of you. Thank you, players. Thank you. Sorry I wasn't there in person, but hopefully this is a good excuse.
Have fun and
Rich.
be safe.
Yeah, be safe. Have fun.
Send down the heaviest guy before you, okay? Have you picked out who the heaviest guy is? All right.
Absolutely. Okay. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
All right.
Wow.
Well, I'm sure Richard is going to be totally fine. Hold on. Let me change this up to be window. There we go. Oh, wait. What happened to Keith? Why am I not getting Keith on there?
I don't know. Can you still hear me?
I think Keith's still here.
I'm still here.
Why are you not showing up now?
I don't know. Am I
there we
to
go.
the right?
I got it. It's all good.
All right.
You're visible.
See,
again.
we got another prize spot because it's 3:30 after 3:30, and it's time.
Did it do it? Nope, it didn't double up names again. Okay, good.
Nice.
Now I gotta check to see if there's any from the first list that are in. Yes, there is. There's one in this list that's from the first list.
Isn't that okay? I thought that was okay.
Thanks, Maynard.
That they can win twice. Yeah, they got some of the smaller prizes. We'll just give them twice. I'm too lazy to figure out how to replace it and how to fix it. All right. Oh yeah, and who do we need to thank here? We have a lot of people we need to thank. We need Radiant Ranger, Jamie Jen, Resub, Nubby Earwiggles, somebody whose name I can't see because where the volcano is, Synthetic Outlaw, Ragnar Lodbrock for 100 bits. Thank you much. William Serenite, thank you for the follow. War Creeps, thank you for the follow. The Maynard, thank you for the bits. All right, who wants to read out the prizing?
I'll do it.
Okay, and notice that the prize that's listed right by it is not the correct one. You got to go up to the list.
Got to go up to the list.
Right there above it, Royal Elven Longbow. Pro streamers, people. We are professional streamers.
Okay. So Royal Elven Longbow goes to Auden Bjornsson. Lordy Zayama gets an Elven Elite Archer armor.
Congrats.
Gwen gets a tabletop tree pack. Lace gets an ornate Elven Furniture set. Thank you, Lace, for having a simple name. Galorn Hammer Throw, also simple name. Gets an Elven Keep Village Home. There you go. Thank you very much.
Good job. All right, what's on our script right now? Are we supposed to be doing something?
I think we're going to show off the Sword of Mithril replacement. Oh, Krampus first.
Krampus returns. And so I screwed up the Krampus and the other guy. I forget what I did. Did I put one out early? Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. So we have, to try the avatar, we have seasonal bosses. So every 2 months, we have a boss, one of these special seasonal monsters comes in, and the previous seasonal monster goes away. We had a little hiccup where Krampus came in early, but that's okay. So roughly for December and January, Krampus will be active in the game. Previously, there was Pumpkinhead for 2 months. Pumpkinhead is sort of like a harvest monster, where Krampus, he's close to his real world equivalent, and he has naughty brats that hang around him, and he has a certain home in. We have the North Palace area, so specifically in there is the East Sanctus Forest. So Krampus Garden is his home, and you can find him there, and you can go fight him. and you could fight the naughty brats that are with him as well. So Chris, there are coordinates in our script.
Hey, puppy dog.
Yeah, he's gonna keep barking, I think. So if you go to Northwood, I will mention that we have a new quest in here. So in Northwood, there is a girl named Clara, and she's the one that you get the quest from. And if people don't know where Northwood is, you can go to go to Brittany, any of the Brittany neighborhoods, and just go to Novia and go north and follow the coast, and eventually you'll get to Northwoods. Northwood's in that North Palatus area. And let's see what else.
I'm headed there now, by the way.
So the reason part of the reason why this quest is in there is because we already had a quest in there that you got from King Aronin in Central Britain, and but that quest was only active, only able to be collected while Krampus was active. So this new quest is a separate quest, and it is active all year round. So while Krampus may go dormant or go inactive, his naughty brats are still available in a number of places. So if you find Clara, Clara's in the main NPC section of town. Chris could probably also do the teleport to NPC Clara trick.
Teleport to NPC Clara. Bam. Clara is a child.
She is a child, and she's a little stressed. She sometimes is in the buildings next to where technically she spawns like in the alley between these buildings, but she keeps popping up in the buildings themselves. So you might have to walk around a little bit and look for her. And she gives a little bit of her backstory, and then if you say like help or something like that, then she'll give you the option. But right there, you got the classic Keith Quinn quest options, where you can sort of like be helpful or like rude or whatever. You got the sort of two-part conversation choices. Did you pick one yet, Chris?
Yes, I did. I picked the. I did not call her a coward. I wanted to.
Okay. When you get the conversation choice like that, a lot of times I'll put in like a little virtue change. So there's a little bit of a minor repercussion based upon however you want to play your character. So now she gave you your quest. She wants you to get that chess piece back. The way to find these naughty brats and Krampus is you want to go to East Sanctus Forest. That's the guarantee where you can find them. Or if you stumble into a naughty brat on the overworld of Novia, you might get pulled into a Snowy Mountains road encounter with the naughty brats, and you can also complete the quest in there. So, Chris, if you want to go to East Sanctus Forest, then we'll go find Krampus. And I'll mention I did something else that's new with these guys this year, is I added in these chests. So Clara mentioned the chests, but really she's sort of piggybacking on the chess concept in general. So even if you're not on the quest, you can defeat Naughty Brats or Krampus for a chance to get a key that will open one of these chests. And then when you do open the chest, you can get some small amount of loot when the key breaks. So it's a little bit of a bonus. I see Chris is like just running around.
You said go east. I'm going east.
No, East Sanctus Forest.
Oh.
Or you can go to the coordinates that I have.
Did you put them in? I didn't see them in the script.
Do search for Sanctus.
Okay.
You can zone to me. I'm standing at Krampus.
Oh, I got it here. Hold on.
It was too good not to read out loud. Dave Dude said he feels like Richard has left Fraggle Rock and gone out to adventure in the world after the space trip. What was the uncle? Uncle Ned?
I don't know. I've never watched.
Yeah, I don't know Fraggle Rock.
I've seen like bits and pieces, but never a whole show.
It was like the uncle Fraggle. Uncle Matt, thank you, Oracle. Who's always sending postcards. And
Oh,
like,
in the chat, I want to mention people point out she actually named Clara a child. Like anyone else, she has a generic name until you ask her name. So if you're walking around, look for a girl who's probably named Child, and then if you ask her name, she tells you her name, then you'll see that her name is Clara, and that'll confirm that she's the one who gives the quest.
So who is Krampus for those people who don't know that weren't here last year?
So Krampus is sort of like an anti-Santa Claus, where Santa Claus good in children. He's got his naughty and nice list, but really he's all about sort of rewarding good children and giving them nice presents. So Krampus, he's all about capturing naughty children, and I think the real world story is that he grabs them, he will hit him with his switch stick. I don't know. He's just not a nice person, and he makes life horrible for kids who are like selfish and greedy and just annoying bullies. You know, all the bad qualities you find in kids. There are repercussions. So he's the opposite of Santa Claus. So our version of Krampus has a similar backstory, where he I don't know where Chris is going.
Yeah, where am I supposed to
go? You were just if you use my coordinates, then you should have went up the hill.
Oh yeah, I saw some naughty brats and I wanted to kill them.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's what you should be doing. So the naughty brats in our version of it, Krampus has kidnapped these kids and converted them. So now they're like zombie types, and they're just evil. You know, naughty brats is an understatement. They will attack you if they can. And the naughty brats have stolen Clara's chess piece. So in the area, you'll find some randomly placed chests. If you take out the naughty brats, you might get a key. There's a low chance. If you take out Krampus, there's a good chance that you'll get the key. And then when you can take those keys to open up what are called toy chests in the area.
And I remember when you were writing the dialogue for the kids, we were looking at all the Willy Wonka brats, Veruca Salt. And,
yeah.
Violet is a Violet who's turning violet with the gum.
I want a bean feast is one of the lines.
Yeah, I want a bean feast.
Yeah. So there's a number of chests on each. They're on a bunch on the ground floor, but there's also some up top. So if you don't find a chest for you, I think there was one behind Chris. There's going to be one, I think, in front of him as well, and one above in the next level. So don't despair if you can't find the chest. Originally there was 6 chests, but now there's I think it's 8 chests I put in there. And like I said, you don't have to be on the quest to get the key to open the chest. But if you are on the quest, when you get the key and open a chest, then that is likely where you'll find Clara's chest piece.
Are you in best, Atos? I don't see any shadows on your screen.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm probably. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, it should be in best here. Hold on.
I also did something else. Some people were saying they had a tough time getting the. I don't know what the glitch was, but they weren't able to get the toy consistently, the chess piece consistently from the chest. So I also have a small chance that taking out a naughty brat will also give you the piece. So there's some redundancy there. So if something's not worked for you in one way, don't despair. Just keep playing as you would in the area, and everything should work out before too long. Some people I'll point out, some people like that I have the coal resource node here. So if you didn't know where to find coal, you can come find coal here.
You're not supposed to put coal in scenes. That's a fuel. Don't tell Beezus.
One who made the resource node.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's Sanyo.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the pickaxe. I can't do it.
So this is we're in a battle here. Technically, it's what we call a wave battle.
I just got a key. Brat toy key.
Yep. You can only have one key at a time, and when you use the key, it'll break. But then you can go collect another key. So you don't have like a one key in your lifetime kind of thing. You can keep getting key one after the other. So this is kind of a wave battle. We're fighting Naughty Brats right now. It'll take a while for Krampus to come back. So wave after wave of Naughty Brats will pop up.
Very cool.
What did you bring me? Give me candy. See, they're all about getting stuff from people, and that's why they took the chess piece. Oh, there's Krampus.
I'll take him.
It's not presents you need, but bruises that bleed. I kind of had fun writing his dialogue, making everything.
It's very WWF.
Yeah, a little bit of that too. But I wanted to put it in rhyme to be like a children's story quality kind of thing.
That's funny.
Maybe a little Dr. Seuss-ish. And so his switch, it's not like a little stick. It's a big staff, big deadly looking staff. And of course he's pretty huge, so you can't miss him when you come in this area. And we are in the northeastern corner of East Sanctus Forest, so you didn't know where to find him. There you go. I think when you come in the scene, you sort of like follow the road to the left, if I remember. I'm not really sure, but go northeast, and you'll eventually get to this special area.
The northeastmost corner,
yeah. You know what? I'm going to hear about this now.
What are you going to hear about?
You can watch the chat there. They'll tell me about that.
Any more cold notes?
Hashtag usual shroud loot.
What'd you get? Oh,
wah.
So to punch up the loot a little bit, that's a little bit of the reason why I put the chests in there. You have to earn it each time, but you know it's a loot supplement. You know, it's not great, but it's okay loot in these chests, and by the fact that you can get it back to back to back to back, you know, it adds up. I mean, if you're looking for like super awesome loot from Krampus, and I guess we'll have to talk to Beezus.
Yeah. Well, we're in parties, so yeah, it does go to the roll list, but it's not that great in a roll list.
It's a living game, you know. If there's things that need to be adjusted, we'll look into it and make adjustments as needed. You know,
I'm gonna AOE loot because that's new. Well, that's cool. Cool seeing Krampus.
So there you go. That's the Krampus story right there.
And
like I said, he drops what? A key? He will drop a key.
Doesn't he have a weapon too, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he might have a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a weapon too. Probably needs another look and needs to be updated. I don't know if it has different levels to it, so if you don't have that, then people aren't going to be interested in farming it. If you can't turn it into a legendary. All right, cool. Die, Naughty Brats.
We're supposed
there you go. He'll be here till end of January.
All right. So.
But the Naughty Brats and Clara's Quest and the toy chest, they'll stay here all year round.
I have the Sword of Midris rewards ready. If you guys want to look at those, yeah.
Yeah.
It was on the script. Let me make sure. Yeah.
I think it is. I think you're right. Yeah.
I think we're a little late. Yeah. Oh no, right on schedule. Yeah.
And in a little while, we'll be doing more prizes. And the secret phrase is "leaves are falling all around." Say that in any in-game chat, or purchase any item from our store during live stream, and you will be eligible for the prizing.
All right, we'll go do. Let's see.
Travis, how are you going to show off? Do you have them all set up somewhere? And Chris can.
Yeah, I got them set up in my dungeon. If people want to.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that. I didn't have any idea. what that was. Someone was having some pathing problems, which I'm going to have to go look into. But yeah, I went into that room and I was floored. It's gorgeous.
Someone's asking if there's a way they can lock skills on the skill bar so they can't get dragged off. They've been asking that forever. Didn't we do that?
I've been saying I'm going to do it. It hasn't been a task on me, but I think I just need. There's a couple of things I just need to go do because I think they're higher priority to me. The other one I just saw, which you may have seen me doing here, which is I'm doing free attack and I was double clicking madly around and accidentally looting. So accidentally looting.
Yeah, because people are probably worried that then they couldn't do combos, but just as an option. I hotkey, so I don't encounter that anymore, but I do encourage you to try hotkeys and make your life easier, but yeah, that's something a lot of people have.
All right, show me the beauty.
Oh, here's some gnomes. These are new in the store. I'm not going to leave them there. They're meant for outside in the garden, but I do love them. They're pretty great. There's a craftable one, or there's one we're going to sell in the gold store also. So if you go to the left here, yeah, if you go all the way down this hallway straight.
How many gnomes do we have? Was that all of them right there?
4 in the store, and then 1 is either going to be craftable or in-game gold.
The 2 sitting on the bench, is that one piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the gnome couple. So I used a ancient stone to dungeon stone transition. If you people are trying to place this room and you got a gap, that's what you need. And I stripped out a lot of the floor lamps, but you should be able to place your own lamps. And then this is the new special printing press, and then laying on it is the new book skin, unique to those rewards.
Neat.
So like I said, you guys should be able to have a lot of fun in this room. There's deco services everywhere.
Or they will be able to as soon as I get nav mesh generated for it, which I see it does not have, which I've got to go add it to that list manually.
Yeah. Oh, we need to do that per piece? I didn't know that was cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to happen automatically, but it does not. You have to go
this is huge.
Yeah, I mean, look at...
Yeah, it's big. It's a big room. And then all the little...
The whole thing, you didn't just take a little section. You took the whole thing.
I took the whole thing. There's some built-in bookshelves here that are static, so...
Yeah, people were asking, like, why did you give me so many bookshelves? And it's so you can fill up this massive library.
If you want it to be a library, it could be whatever you want.
Looks like pretty good PvP space to me.
Yeah, museum.
Oh yeah, it's definitely balanced. Places to go up and down. There's ramps, things to hide behind, columns, break line of sight.
In the Artifice version, there's a lot of lamps on the floor, and rather than bake those in, I just ripped them out and then put deco service to let people place lamps of their own.
Holy cow. Elwin was saying to slew out so you can actually see what it looks like.
Yeah, I know there's a couple deco services I missed. I think on the bottom level, if you look up underneath the balconies, those ceilings you can't place yet, but I got virtually everything else.
The under balconies, you can't do anything.
The under balconies on the second floor, you can, I believe.
And thank you again, Catherine Rose. Thank you. And yeah, that's I have to admit, Travis, earlier this week I was kind of mumbling under my breath, talking bad about you because you were on the company chat saying that like it took me a whole day or a whole week or something to do the deco surfaces for the thing. And I was like, come on, man, it takes me like an hour, maybe 2 to do deco surfaces. All right.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
I did. Well, then I did them, and then I tested them, and I adjusted them, and I did them. It's
oh wait, you test your work?
Yeah. And then well, it's nice to know you're talking crap about me.
These chandeliers, they're all part of it, baked in.
Yeah, those are baked in, and then we have a known graphics issue with a lot of the lamps with some emissive textures turning pink. We've been talking about that, so not to fear. We're aware that at first I had this full of lamps. So when you came in here, and I wrote them out. We were doing between 30 and 40. I don't remember what we decided because I looked at the cathedral and that was 15, and this is more than twice as big as the cathedral. So.
Yeah, this is obvious. This would be like a 100-point room or something if it weren't a reward that we were giving people as OMG, we're so sorry reward.
Yeah, so any walls with these little bricks, you kind of have to hand fudge the deco surface so you can actually use it and put stuff on it. But
Yeah.
I hope they're happy with it. I think it's cool. I'm gonna keep this in my dungeon. I haven't decided what to turn it into. Yeah,
Racetrack.
Racetrack? Oh, that'd be great.
An animal sanctuary.
Yeah, it could be like a zoo. It looks perfect for a museum.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it could be a great PvP arena. Just the rules are, like, if you want to watch, you go up into the spectator areas up here. There's a bunch of those around.
Yeah, and have to give Scotty, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, made this room originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty.
Yeah, so give Scotty the credit for making the actual cool room and the art and the glasses. I just made a dungeon room and put deco surfaces on it. So.
Yeah, well, this is awesome. I hadn't seen this until just before the stream when someone was trying to show me something.
Yeah, it's great. It's a big one, and we'll try to do. And since this is rewards, it's exclusive to people who are eligible for those rewards. But we'll do more giant rooms in the future too. But they will have high dungeon point costs just for performance. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised this one runs this well. It's one of the nice things about having basements and what I call private spaces is basements and dungeons where we don't care what you do, which is kind of why I turned on the pot deco pets so they can go in the basements now. Is because we don't care. I mean, we don't let you do that in pots. We don't let them put the pets on your lot because we don't want you to destroy performance for everybody. But it's kind of the same thing with the governor. If a governor wants to destroy performance in his town, that's up to him. Same thing if you want to destroy the performance in your basement, you can because it's a private space, so no one has to go in there.
I gotta say, even in the editor, I got lost in here a lot of time. Like which? Because there's like 4 islands in that central area, and I can look into. Oh no, I already did that. I hooked it back up. I modified, it's a little different from Artifice, and then I modified where you run in. I just had all the little halls hook up into one, what do we call them, cross transition, X transition. So.
Are there any secret rooms or doors or anything in here? There weren't, as far as I know, in the original.
I didn't add any, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. I would tell you there is.
I just slewed out and flew over it, so I think they would have seen them if there were any.
And probably this front entrance with the webs could use some deco surfaces too.
Yep.
Let's
see. Oh, I think we managed to not have any dupes this time. Good job. Good job, Undone Script.
Nice.
All right, I'll go ahead and read these guys off, and then I was going to go show something that just went in a patch. But first off, Royal Elven Longbow goes to Oran. The Elven Elite Archer Armor goes to Gayan Trueblade. Tabletop Tree Pack goes to Black Knight. Ornate Elven Furniture Set goes to Nomad Nevermore. An Elven Keep Village Home goes to Maynard. See, he gave us bits. We give you a prize. That's how it works. This is where Star would be absolutely yelling at me for suggesting that.
Don't even sarcastically.
That's not how it works. It's not how it works at all.
That's clipped on Reddit forever now.
There's only 2 ways to win the prizes in the prize night.
Did we do that gag? What are the 2 ways? or did somebody say how many ways are there?
Yeah, we did that when you were
when I was gone. Okay. That's a close one. I do claim that it is indirect, but it's your karma. It improves your karma if you believe in such things.
Oh, so it's...
And the bits is karma. It's good not having Star here where I can be naughty on things.
Tell he watches the recording.
By the way, we are at the time when we switched to talk about the player-made content with Lewis Chris. That's right, hero.
But first, I'm going to go show off something. Thank you very much, Snugsy1. Thank you very much, Voodoo something there. Oh, Voodoo somebody or another. Oh, Scooby-Doo, sorry. Scooby-Doo gave me 500 bits. Gave us 500 bits. And Snugsy1 and Dark and Obscuro, 10 bits. And I'm going to have to look around and see if I can find this thing, because I honestly don't know where it is.
I'm going to mute my mic, but
Whoops.
I'm going to still listen in. My kid's sick home from school today, so I'm going to go check on him, and then I'll be listening.
It's
oh, yeah, you
out
need
here.
to show off the...
Yeah, do you know where it is?
I do. It's by the big hill. Here, I'll zone to you.
The big hill, somewhere around here?
It's by the chickens.
By the chickens. Oh, man, I don't know where the chickens are. Hey, hero.
I'm zoning in. I'll try and
Okay,
find
yeah,
it.
if you know where it is, that'd be fabulous. Hello, ghostly caretaker.
And we're sure it made it in, right?
Yes, I actually just found it.
Okay.
And there's all the chickens and the sheep. So this is one we put in. For those who didn't hear the sad news, the games industry lost one of the great ones. I've been very open about saying, even in front of Richard and Star, that I played a ton of Ultima. I played a ton of Ultima Online. But the game I probably wasted more of my life on than any other game out there was EverQuest. And sadly, the guy behind EverQuest, Brad McQuaid, passed away earlier this week, suddenly, which pretty much took everybody by shock. So we want to put something in. I'm actually going to talk to them. I had been talking to Brad just recently about doing some cross-promoting and some cross-streaming with those guys. So it hits me doubly hard because I had just been talking to him in the last couple of weeks. But we decided to put in this tribute for him. I'm going to talk to those guys and see if we can still do some of the same type stuff that we were planning before. But this is now in-game. And this is also something we've had some players ask if they lost like a friend who played the game. If they can get something in here, and absolutely, that's one of the things. Ravalox is probably watching the stream, but he couldn't be on the stream because he had something else going on tonight. He is going to be on future streams, so hopefully. But that's one of the things he'd ask, because he knew of a few people that had lost loved ones and friends in game. They want to make sure they got good stuff in game. So, absolutely, and again,
we've done that before too. So.
Yeah. But huge hit for the games industry, and super sad thing just for a lot of us who grew up on a couple of different games, Ultima Online and EverQuest, and
yeah, EverQuest
very,
is great.
very sad, very shocking. We will do what we can do to keep his memory alive in here, because I know we have a lot of EverQuest fans out there as well. So come visit this. This is in the Brittany Graveyard. This is one of those times I wish we had one of Richard's requests in, that maybe we can get it moved back up again, where you could place objects in the world in certain spaces, so that people could come and place flowers and stuff like that. But
we did flag bases as pot placeable. I know they're asking that because people are doing that for the same reasons.
All right, so now we're on to the next thing.
Okay, I'm gonna mute, but I'm still listening.
Okay. I don't think I have to go anywhere there, but just give you guys an update. One of the big things we had, I think people had heard that... oh, wait, hold on, I gotta read in here. Okay, I think people had seen and heard that because we had the way our development cycle works, and I think longtime people have seen this, but we generally have the releases the last Thursday of every month. And then we basically do patches for a week after that. And then we work until a week before the next release. And then we have a week of lockdown time where all we do is fix bugs and polish and do that type stuff. So due to Thursday falling on the very last day of last month, on the 31st, and Thanksgiving falling on the fourth Thursday in November, we only had a 3-week release, which means if you take off that first week of patching and the last week for lockdown, then we basically had a week of development time this release. Guess what? Next release, we have the exact same situation because we're going to have a few people out, and because of where Christmas falls, next release is in 3 weeks from yesterday. So we're going to have that again. But the result of that is we got some bug fixing done, we got some performance stuff in, we got some other stuff in there, but in terms of features, we're working on a couple of big features, and so that's consuming a big chunk of our time. The couple of features we're working on is one of the things we're going to talk about today, which is Lua, and getting Lua support into the engine. I'd promised Lua support by the end of the year. I managed to get a good chunk. I managed to get you guys a good start already.
What is Lua?
What is Lua? So Lua is a simple scripting language. Hold on, I'm having to read something.
Okay.
All right, no, I think he's wrong. Lua is a simple scripting language that's easy to learn. It is in terms of
Lua.org, I see.
Yeah, there's a ton of Lua tutorials out there as well, and I think there's a section in the forums now that you can go to where they're talking about Lua stuff, and people are putting up some libraries. Just if you know any programming at all, the easiest way to pick up a language, learn how to do stuff, is to go get some samples and get some sample code. Now, there's some times where you're going to have to go dig out some syntax or something like that. But again, look in the forums is a good place to start. Lua.org has information, but it's a lot of very technical, let me tell you about function A, let me tell you about function B, let me tell you about function C, here's how you do a for loop. It doesn't have like a really good programming tutorial. There's a lot of good programming tutorials out there if you look. So anyway, so the Lua stuff went in. Again, that went in a little earlier. Next release, Inkly is in the works. That's the other big thing that everybody's really looking forward to, which is it gives you guys, it's similar reason, some of the same tech that's in the that we use for books, where you can write a book and you can publish a book. It's going to be something similar to that. But Inkly, what it does is it lets you design out dialogue using an external tool made by third party. It's open source tool set. And you can go and write dialogue trees for guys that are, branching dialogue trees with lots of different stuff that you can put into them. You'll be able to take that, and then that tool will export into JSON. So you can go outside the game, write up your own complex dialogue tree, and then export that dialogue tree and bring it into the game and have an NPC that you can give. Basically, again, it's similar to what the books do, which is you can go to that NPC, you can put the text on them, you'll be able to load directly from a file or cut and paste into the thing, and then you will be able to, that NPC will then play the NPC dialogue. It'll play his dialogue tree. So that's the other big thing coming next release. So that's big. Lua is going to be expanded on pretty much daily by me. I think people have already been seeing that I've been adding a few functions every day. I'm going to continue that through R74. Because R73 is only, again, 3 weeks long. So my plan is, with a lot of people out, and my finger is the one that hits the publish button, I'm going to be doing quite a few patches. Every few days I'll be doing another patch just to get some more functionality in there for you guys. If you're one of those people who worries about patches because you have a slow connection or whatever, the patches that I'll probably be doing will be the very small type, like less than a meg, and it only touches one file, because I'll just build for code. But again, Lua scripting, I'm going to show off some scripts here in a bit, but that is in the game now. You can use it right now. I'll give you a quick demo, and that is also what I have going on right now is the challenge to players, is our little mini game or code jam here. People may not actually get this in time, by the way. They may not be able to do it in an hour. I just want to say that I was able to do it. Throwing down that gauntlet there. We'll see. I'm sure if there's some people out there, I know there's people out there who could do it, but I also know that there's people who are at work and can't actually play in game. So
I see you say you have until 4:50. I assume that's Central Time. It's 4:10 p.m. Central Time right now, so you have 40 minutes.
Yep. Yes, and I had some people there asking. We are on Lua 5.2. If you want some more specifics, we're using Moon Sharp. Oh, Apple Rust is one of the guys who probably would be able to do it if he tried to do it. He said he's not making snakes, so this may be a total failure. You guys may have disappointed me. But yeah, we are on Lua 5.2 using Moon Sharp integrated into it. We will be adding some of our own custom features to it. Currently, everything you can do is all client-side stuff, basically pulling information, displaying information in interesting ways, querying stuff so you can actually make some cool little plugins of your own if you want to. People have already started expanding the character sheet. I'm going to be giving some more features. There's going to be ways you can access things like where windows are. Let me hide the snake thing. Hold on. That may be a flop. You guys may fail me on that. But just by giving players a way that they can tell where a window is, that suddenly lets them do things where they could like say, is the window up? Checking in a script, and if it is up, what's the position? And then they can build out their own little extra windows out here on the side so that they can put up like, here's all my resist and attunements on this side, and then over on this side is all the stats I actually care about that you aren't showing me. So again, this is there's a lot of very powerful things you can do with it. Snugsy1 says he is the Lua snake. That's good. We need to get a Lua snake in there. Actually, we're never going to put a snake in the game. Just accept it. I've gone on this rant before. Snakes are horrible. You never want to put a snake in a computer game. They're really bad. Let's see. So I can get into some of the basics here on the Lua stuff. So I'm going to probably cover up Keith's lovely face here in a minute. Oh, Tina, you haven't heard my snake rant? So snakes in computer games, have you seen our alligators or crocodiles? I forget which one they are. Maxine would identify them for me, I'm sure. But the long, flat things that are on the ground never do well in computer games because they just have so many problems. Basically, long, flat things, they have a point that they pivot around. And you can imagine our stupid crocodiles. You know, they pivot, they don't turn in an intelligent way. If you look at like a crocodile, like they do a lot of like to turn, like the, you know, they would bend and they would be moving all around. Well, we can't really get the animations to do that very well. So what you end up with when you have a lot of long, you know, low flat things is it just looks very unrealistic on a pivot point turning. So you move around it and the crocodile's like swiveling madly on a pivot point. Same thing would be true with a snake. Except for the one that you're going to program in Lua in the next 45 minutes. So yeah, the other thing is they cause problems like on a little hill, like half the crocodile or snake is stuck in the ground. You're in a dungeon. Okay, now half the snake is in the wall. Just never looks that big. It's one of those things that people are always, add snakes, that'd be easy. It's like, no, it'd be easy to add it and make it look horrible. Anyways, that's my rant on snakes. I've suffered through snakes on a few games. I don't know how that crocodile got in our game. I went gone. It's horrible. All right. Yeah, any large creatures. Any large creatures end up being challenging. And that's not just our game. You can make them look a little bit better, but pretty much in any game. Yes, there's ways you can do kinematics, but that gets you into a whole different set of bugs. Anyways, back to Lua stuff. So, let me open up stuff here. I'll go ahead and pull that out so you guys can see it there, and you can see somebody told me something there. Don't worry about that. I don't think that's true. And, oops, I already had a tab up there. Let me close that tab. Delete tab. Tab 4, okay, there we go. Well, look, I got some Lua junk going on there. So this is a tab I created. You can see here you have all your normal chat stuff in there, NPCs, local zone, whatever. Well, now there's a new one down there that is Lua. So the Lua is just dumping whatever goes to Lua. And there's a function in Lua that you can print stuff to this console. The other thing that Lua gets is it gets a function call. Any chat that goes across any channel, Lua gets a call that basically passes in the a little information about that, like the who and the what the string is. So if you want to, you can do your own little parsing on that string. So let's see. This is just echoing some stuff there. That's a really simple script. Let me make sure I got stuff up there. Hold on. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to have to expand this, I think. Hold on. There we go. Got it. All right. I'll go ahead and expand it all the way there. You have now been covered up, Sanyo. But, so, hold on. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way I'm going to be able to get this partially on there, but show the output. Oh, this is tough. I should have done a walkthrough on it. So, let me give you an example. The thing that's happening on screen right now is not what you see there. It is... One second. I guess this is one important thing I should be showing you, which is if you just started getting into it and you're trying to figure out where your folder is, you can do a Lua path and it'll show you where your folder is. So see users app data. Now, if you don't already know, you can always do a %app data in the Explorer, %app data %, and it'll take you to that folder. And then under the Portalarium folder, you'll find Shroud of the Avatar QA. And then in there, you'll find should be a Lua folder if you've run the game since the last patch. And in that Lua folder, you can put files that are .luas, anything .lua, and when you start up the game, game, it'll auto-load those things. You can also, though, if you want to force reload, like this makes it really quick for editing stuff, you can do a Lua reload, unless your fingers are on the wrong ones. Let's see. Am I not? Oops, I didn't save that up. Gotta save out the stuff. Okay, so there we go. So now it says loaded Lua file, whatever.test. And that's this Lua file up here that is pretty much empty. So adding functionality to this is super easy. Oh, there's my snake solution up there. I'm not going to show that to you. Doing stuff with it, let's see. So there's a couple of different things. Some people sent me some scripts. Devil Cult has been waiting in it. Can't make grid. Devil Cult has been wading deep in it. Drake Adis, I know, is another one. Tular's another one that's in there making some stuff. But I just pulled up a few existing ones. Whoops. Oh wait, I did want to keep that in the editor. But I think I've got some easy ones here. Let's see, I think this one will work. This is just give you a quick example. Now edit that and then come back over here and do a Lua reload. And this now has an odometer. Let me turn off my display capture. That they just wrote a really simple odometer. Actually, they did a pretty complicated one here, but it shows your average speed. You can see right up here in the top, showing your speed and distance. I think they did this one because I made an odometer just as in one of my test things where I was showing people off. So Lua does handle I/O. You should be able to serialize, write this stuff out, so people can start doing stuff like they can write out all your stats and stuff. Like you can write out locally and keep that locally if you ever want to track how far you've gone ever or how much damage you've done in the history of your character. You can do that. More realistic stuff that you probably want to do is stuff like tracking your max hits ever and graphing your max hits. That type of stuff. But let's see. Let me get go and find a different folder here where I've got some other ones. Let's see. Hold on, let me try some other ones here. So this is just to show you a simple thing. This is an example of some stuff you can do. We've got some functions. If you know about programming, this will all be pretty clear to you, and you'll be going, cool. If you don't know, then go ask your kid, and they can teach you how to program. My kid's going to be programming. Probably not till about 7 or 8, though. Still working on the whole reading thing to get good at that first. But anyways, there's some functions in here that just get called at certain times. One of which is shroud on start. So anytime you start the game or you reload the Lua stuff, this function will get called up here. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm horrible at this. Pro streamer. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so up there you can see there's the shroud on start periodical. And I think I may have showed this on one of my weekday streams, and this is an easy one, so I'm just showing this to not scare people. But this is another function that anything that begins with shroud is something that Shroud has, or that I created for Shroud for you guys to use. This one just lets you register a periodic, and what that is it's a function that gets called periodically. You can actually, if you pass false at the end rather than true, it'll only get called one time, and that's something that you can do if you want to set, like, I want a function to get called in 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. You can have that and make that 300 seconds and make that false. It'll get called once and not get called again. I'm going to register this thing to do a shroud periodic. The thing it's going to do, and you give it a name, and then the second thing you put in there is the string is to the function name that it's going to call. So what this is saying is shroud on start. So when the application starts or when you reload the script, this function gets called. That calls the shroud register periodic that registers a periodic. Name can be anything, that can be garbly-gook. The thing that's important is that it's calling that function do a thing, which you can see right there. It's calling it every 3 seconds and it repeats. So with just that right there, this is going to echo out console log. I still need to get shroud in front of that. I think I have both of those names registered now, but console log prints out to your console stuff here. So in theory, when I do a Lua reload here, it's going to run this. It's going to do the shroud on start, register the periodical, and then it'll print thing 1 to the console every time, or every 3 seconds. 2,000, 3,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So again, for printing stuff out, that's not that useful. The real thing you use this for is if you want to do, like, periodically, I want to update, what guild members I've seen. I want to run through my chat log and do something every so often. I want to go and average out my total DPS. I want to go and update stats. So that is a very, very simple script, kind of the traditional first script that you're always supposed to do in any programming language, of course, is to do a hello world script, if you're wondering what that would look like in this case. Right there is your hello world script. And again, if you want to see the iteration time for those people who don't know, all I got to do is come down here to the script, do the Lua reload, and bam, and it printed out hello world, and that's it. For those who requested it, there's also a Lua unload now as well that just unloads all scripts altogether and will terminate whatever scripts are going on. So let me give you something that's a little more useful than that, which I've got one here from Devil Cult wrote some that he's kind of trying to figure out how to break things. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Devil Cult. He had one earlier today that he was crashing. He thought it was crashing the scripting stuff, but it was actually crashing Unity. So I have another 100% repro crash case for Unity. But after I saw what he was doing and identified what was wrong, I could see why Unity would crash. And I blame Devil Cult. So he wanted to put up a background behind stuff, so you can have a background like this on top of the text he's printing out to screen. And I don't have a box function in. I'm going to give you guys a box function next week. But he was actually there's a character that is actually in the ASCII code that's just like a little box. It's just like a little square character. But it's very small. And so he was taking that and scaling it up to be huge. Like you can imagine scaling that up to be the size of this window here. So he's scaling it up to be the background for one of his windows because that's all he had. and it would crash. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes it would crash. But what it actually does, Unity goes and it generates the bitmap fonts from vector fonts, and when it does that, the first time it goes in to generate the scaled version you want, it's actually generating a bitmap and generating a cache of all the fonts in there. And so he was basically generating massive bitmaps and stuff and just blowing something up internally. But anyways, I tracked that down, and I'm going to get you guys a box function. But let's see. So let me go grab, if I can find somebody else's. Somebody had some nice, easy ones here.
Chris, the video is pretty much just one big empty notepad.
It's good for reducing the bandwidth. I'm about to make that something more interesting.
Okay.
Here we go. It's probably still not interesting to a lot of people, but the people who care about it. This is one, again, this is another one that Tular wrote, which there's actually a bunch of scripts out there that people have that are doing some interesting things, throwing up some UIs and such. This is one, let's see. Okay, so this is actually one that shows a way that it can be functional. Again, right now, UI stuff on it is really ugly. Not their fault, my fault. I'm still hooking up the functions. You'll have better options soon. I think this is the one that if I hit is it insert? Oh, I gotta do the not Lua unload, Lua reload. Alright, there we go. Alright, so this one, hold on, you gotta wait 10 seconds. This one is kind of what I knew people would do, is kind of their first program, except they did something a little cooler. This one is actually showing you all your stats printed out, but the thing about it that's much cooler than that is that it is showing stats that have changed in the last 10 seconds. So let's see. So now I should be able to look on here, and if I can find it, you can see my strength. Let's see, magic focus cost. Right there, I think that's it, is the vision. Oh, I may have just crashed my client holding that down too long. Okay, there we go. I may be doing a little bit too much there, but you can see right in... It's not showing you there, but on the second column halfway down is was the night vision. So again, what this is showing is what stats have changed. It's highlighting in red the stats that have changed recently. So again, another very cool use that is not a ton of code. So also, here we go. The other thing that people are doing that is super cool is they're doing this just like kind of is popular now, is they're doing the open, the crowdsourcing thing. They're all working together on it. People are setting up their own little GitHub repositories. They're setting up libraries so that they can work around, like there's some stuff they know they have to do over and over again. Now my plan is to continue to watch what they're working on, and in addition to the stuff I'm going to be adding, I'm going to be stealing some of their stuff and turn it into actual code rather than Lua script stuff, so that just for performance reasons, give them ways to do things. They're doing some things like handling on events, basically on experience, or on position change. They're like coding that, but they're having to do it by polling a bunch of stuff. I'm going to give them more event-driven ways to do things for the tech people out there. I actually have a couple more already hooked up, including on experience changed, which is one that I thought would be super easy and go in, and it was actually pretty easy to get hooked in, but I did not turn it on for this release, for this patch that just went out earlier today, because I discovered, I had totally forgotten this, I should know this, but when you execute a skill, like I sit here and I cast Light Spell or whatever, how many times does your experience change? It depends is the answer, but it could change like 50 times. You get 50 change events on using a skill. And why? Well, because you are changing 50, the amount of experience in every skill that you're unlearning gets a change event. Every skill that you are training that is related to that one gets a change event. Like all of your passives get a change event. So you can imagine if you went into combat with that. Oh, Snugs is saying something. Can you have the stat one for your bear? I'm going to get some more stuff in there. Pets are coming soon. I got to get the party stuff working next. But anyways, you can imagine if you went into combat and you're doing your swinging your blades, using your skills, attacking twice a second or whatever some of these crazy people are doing, that the number of events you would get would basically overwhelm the system, or at least bog down stuff and slow down combat. So I'm trying to come up with a cleaner way to handle that one, so I can let you guys filter on different stuff. But that one does give you a lot of stuff. I thought it'd be really useful to have that as an on experience change, so you guys get on an adventure, you could track like your total experience gained on this adventure. You can track like your own experience per hour, so you can start trying to sanity check some of the crazy stuff that the server does. That's one of those things. This is one of the big reasons we wanted to add in Lua, is to expose a lot more data to you, because you guys have had a lot of times where you're like, I know this is bugged, I just don't know how it's bugged, and I can't prove how it's bugged. So we're trying to give you the tools now for those who really want to. They can try to dig in deeper, who want to see behind the curtains. They can actually dig in and try to figure out some of that stuff, and then they can really call us on it and say, hey, here's a script, go run it, and see that you're idiots. It would never say anything like that, though, right? Let's see. Graphical X people, yes, that's one of them. Health stuff, of course. I saw there were at least a couple of people who had written scripts that are flashing on your screen when your health gets low. As soon as I get the party stuff in, I have a version in, but apparently it's got a bug to it. I've got to go identify. But I will.
Chris, can I?
Sure.
I just want to jump in. It's time for another prize name.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. There we go.
Let's not forget the prize name.
Good job,
to be
Star.
eligible for the prize name, you have to go into an in-game chat and say leaves are falling all around, or purchase any item from our store during this live stream. Leaves are falling all around.
Yeah, for those who didn't know, we used to have an XP bar at the bottom. And in case you're wondering how that worked, because obviously it fills up and empties out, we ended up doing it like it was kind of the old, what was that movie? Forbidden Planet style. For those who are old people.
Good movie.
Yeah, great movie, classic.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, that was. In his younger days. But it basically, there's a great machine in that it had power meters on it that were showing how much power were being used. But every one was like times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10. And I don't want to spoil it, but there's a point in the scene where there's a bad thing doing a bad thing, and it's using the power from that thing, and they're all like, look at the meters. So it's kind of on that same thing, though, where it was orders of magnitude across the bottom, and every bar was an order of magnitude. And we removed that. I don't know why. It was just too confusing, I think. I think it's probably better if you guys come up with something that makes more sense to you. But that was also back in the day when we were very much doing we're going to hide everything from you. You can't see anything. You're not even going to get to see the creature health. Not doing that style anymore. Ooh, let me get this night vision off. For those who haven't been here, this is, I guess, since I'm here right now to visit Eridune's tomb or shrine. This is the Brittany graveyard. One of the things we discovered was a lot of people never filled out their grave or their tombstone thing. That's one of those rewards that you guys could get, and it actually came up because Ravalox joined the team and basically went and he had a whole list of things he'd always wanted to do, but he'd come around here and he's like, one, he wants to add a way to find tombstones, so you can find your own tombstone. which we're going to be doing, but he wanted to, like, why are only like 1 in 5 actually used? And turns out we actually put down tombstones that were enough for all the people, but most people did not fill out their tombstone data. So I'm going to be sending out a email spamming you guys, one of those annoying emails that comes from me that is, go do your tombstone stuff. So expect to see one of those soon if you have not filled yours out, so that we can get your names on these things. We actually built an automated system that goes and pulls data from the website after you enter it and automatically puts it on all these tombstones. So get your name on a tombstone. Oh, how sweet. There's a little puppy dog out here.
Yep.
All right, so let me look through the chat here and see if anybody is claiming they're close on the snake challenge.
Well, first I'm going to read off the prizes.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so is it, they say Julian Tinpenny? You get the Royal Elven Longbow. Parson Bar gets the Elven Elite Archer Armor. Pythia gets the Tabletop Tree Pack. Artemis gets the Ornate Elven Furniture Set. And Nomad Nevermore gets the Elven Keep Village Home. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations. Oh, that's a good snake, Snugs. That's good. It's a nice Lewis snake there. You win. That may be the closest anybody gets. Again, I know there's people out there. I saw Apple Rust and obviously Devicolt's there. I'm sure those guys could have done it if they'd tried. So maybe I'll do that for you guys and share it with you.
Apple Rust before said that they couldn't create that and also watch the stream.
Yeah, that was actually my fear. I figured they already knew about Lewis stuff, though, so... All right, well, let me go look and see if there's any questions going on here. Let's see. I have a question here from Snugsy1, the Lewis snake. Question, Bard Tree. So I was talking about next release also being a 3-week release, which basically means 1 week of work. So what I do hope to get done for next release is I'd planned on saying that was when I was going to be releasing Lua. But since I've got a pretty good head start on it, that's going to be Lua. That should also be Episode 2 Continent. That also should be Inkley. And that should also be the other one that I'm bumping up that I had in Q1 next year is next release. I should have GM powers in for you guys. For those who don't know, this is again trying to allow players to create content. We've kind of taken a break from creating our own content for a little while to give you guys even more ways that you can create your own content. So that is the GM power stuff. In case you guys hadn't heard, is I know there are some people who express concerns. Oh, GM powers, people are gonna exploit or whatever. So the way that's gonna work is there's gonna be a couple things. Is one, you will have to have a separate account. You'll have to have a separate character. You will only be able to do it by permission. You can request. I will have to flag whatever your account is as GM capable. Now, just me flagging an account as GM capable is not going to get you any powers. The thing that will get you the powers is then I'm going to have a potion that I send you guys that is a no-trade potion that someone who has GM powers can use that potion, and it will give them 4 hours of GM abilities. So again, it's kind of a double authorization thing, and it's temporary. You'll have to ask permission for it if you're saying, I want to run a GM event. I'm not going to give it to everybody, to be totally blunt. People who've run events before definitely are going to get something. People that are longtime community members, you can probably get some, or get flagged. But then after I flag you, then the next step is I've got to give you a potion, and then you use that potion for your event. Now the stuff it's going to be letting you do, aloha, Lancel. Now I'm confused because it's towards the end of the stream, and I don't know if aloha means you're leaving or aloha means you just arrived. I'm going to assume you just arrived since you just gave me 100 bits. But thank you very much, Lancel. But again, the GM stuff, you'll get flagged, a character account flagged, then you'll have to use a potion to actually activate it when it's time for the event. And I'm giving you guys potions because I don't want to have to be around to like set a time for you or log in to do whatever. The things it'll let you do is going to be to let you use GM Ghost, so you can be the cool kid on the block where you're invisible. It will let you do teleport to players. It'll let you teleport within scenes. It will let you summon players. Let's see. You get a long stream today? I'm trying to think of what the other ones are. You will be able to summon creatures. You will be able to change the weather.
Can you do this in pots only, or which scenes can you do this
You will most likely be able to do this in any scene.
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, that's why we were making sure it's people we know. The other thing is...
you can break some quests like that pretty severely.
Oh.
Pretty blocker level broken.
Now, which aspect of the quest are you talking about? Like a temporary quest breakage? I'm not sure how they can break it long term.
Like you can skip past, like say if there's a barrier that's you need to like get some quest flag or something. I don't know. I'd have to explore, but I imagine like Tyrannus Colossus might be broken or.
So if you're worried about that actual player, again, these are supposed to be secondary characters that they make up that will go do that. You know, that they're just for GMing, so they don't care about it.
But if they summon players, they could.
So the summoned player will obey the flags that are already in there for teleporting to other players. And those scenes, I believe, are flagged already so that you can't teleport. So you're not going to be able to do it in any scene. There's some of those quest scenes that already have special flags on them that prevent people. Because otherwise, yeah, you could just like send my party member in there and then teleport to the party member or whatever.
Okay, so that might that makes me feel better then.
All right, but anyway, so it's basically
still something to keep in mind.
Yeah,
but it sounds like a lot of it's covered.
Yeah, and so basically, two-factor authentication will have a log of every command that they execute during that time. The creatures that they'll be able to summon will not have loot, and they will not give experience. So if you're thinking you're going to get your buddies, going to get in there and, you know, summon a bunch of crazy easy things. Use your script. Where's your script? Did you just message me? Somebody says they have completed the Lua script challenge.
Discord. He sent it to Discord.
All right, hold on. I got to get it there. This is super important. This is my challenge for today. Oh, okay.
Devil Cult says, I sent it, not completed, but almost lol. No time to complete.
Well, almost. What good does almost do me?
Well, maybe it's not polished. Maybe it's functional.
Let's see. That's definitely find the right one there. There we go. Okay, we'll see how this thing looks.
You got a snake moving around. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you can't fail. Maybe just the snake is just moving. Snug says, my snake was complete.
Oh, this is good. We're getting close.
Hello, Belladonna Rose. Which says hi, Sanio. Which is me.
So, in case people are wondering, the real reason
I can see it.
Yeah.
On your screen.
I know. It's still a little lacking, but it's a start. The real thing I was trying to get across by doing this game jam challenge is it's pretty easy. You can do some interesting stuff pretty quickly. This is obviously just a little... I'm not sure how much time Devil Cult spent on, but it's not that bad. The thing I was expecting people to do is I just immediately went and searched for Snake Game Lua, and there's a couple of them out there that just needed to be adapted a little bit. They were the full-fledged Snake game with the growing tail and all the other stuff. So, yeah, this is pretty good to get that far along that quick. And again, if you're wondering what type of code that is, I mean, right here's... Oh, there he is, using those square blocks again. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me turn on the display capture. There it is again. So that what you're seeing right there was just with this stuff here. And again, this is obviously not what I expect you guys to do with Lua script. But again, it's just showing you the flexibility and that type of stuff that you can do things. So the other big thing that I want to point out, since we're supposed to be talking about Lua this whole time, or at least interactive stuff, is there's libraries out there so that you can actually do things like call curl and send web requests and that type of stuff. So as soon as they actually get into that side of things, then you're at the point where you can have Lua scripts that you have locally that talk to like a server that you guys run, or that pull data from the API server that we have, so you can pull data and stats on different things. So again, though, very simple language. Got this up here. This is what he just wrote. And again, you see the iteration time on it for trying stuff out is really fast, just in terms of you can just console Lua reload and load whatever script. Go change it, go do it again. And you can see he's using some of the shroud functions that I've given him. The shroud GUI on GUI, the shroud key up. Let's see. See, I would have gone for the shroud on key press and done like probably a 0.1 timer so that it would move. Here, I'm going to go modify this. Let's see. I'm going to go modify a script. This would be function shroud on start. Shroud. What's that thing called? Register periodic. Blah. Tick 0.1 true end. Yeah, coding on stream. Nothing more fun than coding on stream. All right, let's see. And then let's see, blah. Oops, that's supposed to be tick. Don't think I need that then.
I'm not good with coding, but your tick has double quotes in front of it, but not after it. Is that intentional? In your shroud register?
That was intentional. I was going to show them what it looks like when you get a compile error in the script.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for ruining it, though. Let's see, tick, and then we just want to do on shroud get key, I think is the thing, instead of shroud get key down. Is that right? Shroud get key down. There we go. Let's see. And then we don't need to do that. Oh wait, no, we do need to have that. Let's see. So I think that's probably it. Let's see. And now, Lua reload. It's not doing the thing I want to do. Do the thing. Should be doing a tick every 0.1 seconds. If key pressed false. Oh, it's still got that thing in there. See, I don't even need that. That's the whole thing, is you want it to be there we go. So this is the extreme coding. Yeah. I just got to make that little guy end. But again, you guys just watched me on stream take his code and make it a little bit cooler. And you saw, what was it, like I changed like 10 lines of code or something like that. Hopefully Again, the purpose of this was not to scare you guys off from messing with this. Purpose is to make it clear how easy it is to get into this stuff. Oh, you guys can't see me. Oh, okay. Well, you guys see the code now.
Yeah.
The thing I was changing was because he had it where you had to like tap the key every time. Look. Yeah. See?
So now you're holding the key down.
So now you just hold the key down.
I see.
And it's doing the thing. See the thing? And then to do one more quick change here, since again I'm trying to get you guys interested in programming, you could change this up a little bit. I'm gonna. Okay. This will be a really easy one.
Being in the star.
Changing it so you can press multiple keys at once.
What?
I didn't even read his logic here, so I may have just broken something, but we'll see. Yeah, totally not Snake. Yeah, look at my... Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on.
Now we can see it.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, look. Now I got the snake. Watch this. Meow. Meow. I know this is crazy exciting. Are you guys as excited as I am? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I think you guys get the idea. And again, you can mess with stuff. You can almost instantly do things. And again, all I'm doing to like reload the script is doing a Lua load, Lua reload. I can also do a Lua unload to kill the snake. You are dead, snake. And by the way, that snake that was moving around on screen there, that looks better than if I put an actual snake you could fight in the game because of how snakes are flat and low and pivot on a rotating point. Just saying.
We'd have a snake with wings. Coatl.
None of them look as good as a Snug's Lua snake, though.
Yes. But
let's see. We got any other questions? Oh, I know what I was doing. I got distracted. People who watch my stream know I get distracted easily. That's why Star is usually here taking care of stuff. My brain is all over the place, though. But I was going through questions, and I brought up the 3-week thing where we're getting Lua in now. We're going to get some more Lua in next release. We're going to have, hopefully, the Inkley and the other continent, some more performance stuff and bug fixes. And the performance stuff for combat stuff has actually got nudged by a player who basically told me, hey, I'm leaving the game. Or he announced, like, I think on global chat or something. I was like, what? No, I know that guy. That guy doesn't suck. Why would he leave the game? I guess if you translate that, then in my brain, if you leave the game, you suck. That's not what I mean. I actually meant that he was a good guy. I didn't see why he was leaving the game. But he's actually leaving because he's actually going to stay now, but because I talked to him about some things. But his thing is he's spent a ton of money and has like this amazing race set up. He sent me pictures of it and videos of him playing it. That it's like crazy, completely enclosed, like screens all around race car stuff. That they actually have like an iRace, like a national race car thing. But anyways, I talked to him and he said one of the things he's had trouble with getting when bringing people in is, the frame rate has gotten better, but it hasn't gotten better in combat. And the combat frame rate, so that's actually, I started working on that just a few days before the release and making some big changes that I know are already showing some dividends. But that's going to be my focus going forward, is stop working as much on just performance stuff in general and instead work on in-combat intense sections in my copious free time. But the thing I was also going to point out is, let's see, I'm going to be doing, I guess another important thing to update you guys on is we have a QA server that we rarely use once we're in the patch cycle. We usually go straight from our dev to live server. So I'm going to try to change that up since I'm doing a lot of publishing. I'm actually going to keep the QA server up and keep it live. And I'm going to publish to it and try to leave stuff on QA for a day, because I know some of you guys actually do want to go try some of those things out, so you can get it a day early. And also give feedback. But anyway, so you can expect to see the QA server stay up and actually get published to occasionally. And that is also to prevent junky stuff from getting in game, because we've been pretty bad about that, which has been probably the number 2 complaint behind performance in combat, has been buggy stuff making it into the game when it probably shouldn't have. So anyways, that should help with that. I'm hoping I'm going to do it over the entire Christmas break from now until basically the end of January, and that it will stick. We'll see if that actually works out. But let's see, what was the other thing? GM Powers, talked about that. I talked about Inkley. Let's see. I had some other stuff. Is that a racing game I hear in the background?
Oh, I turned my my mic back on. It's Manchaca.
Oh. Shack.
At 4 o'clock, so yes, it is a racing game.
Bard Tree, that's it, Snugs. Thank you, Snugs. Yeah, that's right. Again, that's why Star is usually on these streams with me. If it's just me, I just wander. But anyways, the Bard Tree I'd said was going to happen in Q1. I'm going to shoot for that actually happening in month 1, and try to get a Bard Tree added in January of next year, as we move in towards the episode 2, trying to get actual episode 2 content live. That's going to be one of the first things that'll come online, is the new Bard Tree. How that ties into episode 2, we may only put the Bard trainers in episode 2 scenes. We will see. But for those who don't understand what this means, this is kind of one of those, again, you guys know I experiment and I try stuff out to see how things work. We have the skill trees here. There's actually going to be down here in the strategy, there's going to be a Bard tree that will show up here. And this will move to be a 5 icon tree. And this is, I put in the experiment of just putting some musical instruments in game and trying to make them kind of work so that you can play them and make them artifacts that gave you cool abilities, with the idea being, and I tried to design them such that they had really powerful effects, but the catch was you could only use one at a time, and basically if you used it, it took you out of combat. It would be really powerful for your party, but you had to pretty much hold on to the instrument or do a lot of work. And this, again, as I stand not too far from the shrine we set up for Brad McQuaid and Airdoon, that's very much an EverQuest thing. For those who played EverQuest, was there was a Bard class in that, which really was you played a Bard, and you could do some stuff, but it was really hard. You had to work hard to be a Bard. So that was kind of throw to that, that type of game playing of, I want to be the Bard who sits there, plays instruments, and does some cool things, but is not the traditional class of player. So this tree is going to actually formalize a lot of the stuff you could do with the Bard instruments, and then those Bard instruments will still have their some effects, but they're basically going to be bonuses to the stuff in the Bard tree. So you guys can look forward to that. They will probably be, again, more of a grouping thing. They're not going to have long buff effects. Again, that goes back to kind of one of the old Bard things, which is they weave their songs, where they play different songs, and basically they can have multiple things going at one time, multiple effects, but they don't last long. You gotta kind of have to keep swapping back and forth. So, let's see. So anyway, so that's going to be moved up to, I'm hoping to get that at least started, if not finished, in January of next year. The good news is we have a 3-week release now. We just passed. We have a 3-week release that we only have 14 days left in. And then we have a crazy 7-week release. So I should be able to get it in there.
We do that last. How about we do that last prizing, Chris?
Oh, yeah, the last prizing.
I was talking and I was muted.
Let's see. One more prizing. This is something. John Marcus, I'm glad you're here. Some serious fans, John Marcus being one of them. I think John Marcus is the guy driving a lot of that stuff. Went and they want to get Shroud on other languages. Well, we don't support other languages. We don't support a Japanese language. We kind of support eFigs type stuff. Pardon me. eFigs is a computer game industry term that is the standard languages that get supported in computer games. In case you guys didn't know, it is eFigs, English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish. If you look at computer games, that is 90% of games that are localized at all. That's what they get localized to. But they've gone and reverse engineered some of the ways we're doing things. They actually set up their own localization server using the same software we use, Zanata. And they've managed to hack into our client and our patcher a language port. So they have a language port of the game that they made themselves that is moving right along, and it already was, already looking pretty good. So amazing work. And yes, John Marcus, I will try and get that in for you, which is try and get in better support for them. Right now they're having to override like a temp language that's in there, but doing amazing stuff, guys. I sent that along to Richard, and he was kind of like questioning how that happened. So excellent work, and I will try to promote that. I'd actually totally forgotten about that, John Marcus. So thank you. Let's see.
Prizes are up and ready.
All right, I'll read the last one here. Let me
Okay.
inspect them. Oh, this is good. I don't think we have any dupes in here.
Yeah.
And only one that's impossible to pronounce. That's good. That's better than normal. Oh, and thank you. Oh, thank you, John Marcus. Let's see. And again, John Marcus, you're giving us bits and you're doing the work for us. So that's what Shroud is all about, getting you guys to do the work for us. Not true. We're trying to give you guys the tools so that you can expand the game in the ways that you want to. John Marcus just went above and beyond to do it in ways we didn't even think you would be able to. So amazing work. But let's start off here. We got a Royal Elven Longbow going to Nubby Earwiggles, my usual first bit giver of my streams. We have an Elven Elite Archer Armor going to Mingo the Bard. We have a Tabletop Tree Pack going to Fonage, Pfaue. That's one I can't pronounce. Fonage. I'm going to say that's exactly on target. Ornate Elven Furniture Set goes to Godra. And Elven Keep Village Home goes to Holding Grass Plumber. That's an interesting name. Very interesting name. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, and it's after 5 o'clock. So we had a kind of partial winner there. I was expecting the snake game to be won, if you can win, by one of those usual guys. Oh, sorry.
The snake attempts were pretty good.
Yeah. Here we go. And again,
Hold them in the game. That'd be nice.
oh yeah.
They do that now, but it's like one person deals in real life and like whispers what people's cards are.
Yeah, I mean that's again. This is it should be open enough that they can have like an actual server that they connect to. Some of those games that they currently have to pretend and role play or do that type of stuff, they should actually be able to hook that up pretty soon. Hopefully I'll have the tools I need to make it not horrible, like being able to draw cards and stuff like that by the end of the year. So
There's ASCII for all the suits, right?
yeah, actually I think there is, but that's kind of lame. I want to give them something cooler. But anyways, guys, I think we're just about to the end here. Again, can't say it enough times, but condolences to the family of Brad McQuaid and pioneer in the industry. Just one of those guys that everybody knows. I mean, this is not as big a deal as if. Well, let's just not even go there. But anyways, it's a huge loss for the industry. We've got this in here. We're going to also try to pick a few other ways to honor him. And again, this is anybody who's watched my stream knows I talk about. I play Ultima Online. I play EverQuest. I play Ultima Online. Those are the two big games that I played the most of in not my childhood, in my 20s and 30s. But again, I'm also going to be reaching out to the community over at Pantheon to VR, the Virtual Realms guys, to see if we can do something for them too. But guys, I think that's probably it. I think we're doing a stream next week. It's right after Turkey Day, but I think we'll be here with maybe we'll put our bibs on or something. What do you think? But anyways, hopefully the Lewis stuff I showed you was good and maybe inspired a few people. Devil Cult, thanks for playing along. And Apple Rust, lame. Wanting to watch the stream instead of code, man. But again, guys, thank you so much. Travis, Sanyo, you want to say your goodbyes while I go and find us somebody to raid?
Have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Thanks for all the follows, and just spend time with them Friday.
Don't forget, there's other player things to check out. There's the Avatar Express, theavatar.express is the website.
Paper, yeah.
Chris had mentioned Pantheon. That's a game to check out. Crowfall, of course, is we're buddies with them. You should go check them out too.
Yep.
What else? Checking Star's list here. What's he got? Did we miss anything? Is my question. I think we covered.
If we did, we can do it next stream. And as always, we'll look over the question log. Once we miss.
Okay.
Of course, don't forget looking for group. What were we saying, Chris? You ready?
Yes, I found my target.
Great.
The victim has been
Exciting.
picked. And this is, I'm raiding this guy because I just went and looked to see how many followers people had. House of Mangar's out there if you actually want to learn how to play the game and be amazing in the game, and also hear him point out all the flaws in my design stuff that we are open about. I totally accept and agree with most of the stuff he says. In fact, I got a number of them in this release, or at least a few fixes in. But you can go watch House of Mangar. We're going to go raid Book in Air because he has 50 followers right now, which is just the right amount. So if only like a handful of you guys actually give him a follow, he'll be able to get Twitch partner. Not Twitch partner, Twitch affiliate. So let's go give him he's actually playing. Let's go give Book in Air a follow and get him up to affiliate. That makes those guys giggle when you do that for them. And they all freak out because they're used to having like 3 viewers or 5 viewers, and then all of a sudden 100 viewers pour in and give him follows.
I just thought his name was Book in Air, like he was moving really fast.
Book in Air? Yeah, maybe. All right, well...
You're right, you're looking at this.
Yeah, it's Book, capital I, Air. I think that's it. But anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. Sorry for the meandering that occurs when Star is out sick, as he was today. If you guys missed the earlier parts of the stream, definitely get back and watch it. You can see Richard at a volcano, an actual Richard, an actual volcano, and us expressing our actual concern that he's going to die. But I think that's it. It sounds like Hero just said his goodbyes. You guys ready?
Yep, he said
Ready.
All right, guys, let's go raid. And guys, again, thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget the crown thing started. I'm actually going to try to do a cool crown store sale thing. I'm pushing Joaquin. We'll see if he actually goes for it. Pardon me, Wizard Smoke. Which will be, instead of the once every 24 hour sales, we're going to do some flash sales where we'll put it on for a couple days where it'll like every 2 hours or every 4 hours it'll switch. And it'll be like 25% off instead of 20% off. I know that you guys get excited when the redo time comes around, when the sale change comes around. So that'll give you extra reasons to stay in game 24 hours a day. But again, guys, thank you so much. Let's go raid Book in Air, and I'll keep adding those little functions. See ya.
Bye.